Chapter 1, Into Hell. In March 1976, while I was praying at home, I had a visit from the Lord Jesus Christ. I had been praying in the Spirit for days when all at once I felt the very presence of God. His power and His glory filled the house. A brilliant light illuminated the room where I was praying, and a sweet and wonderful feeling came over me. Lights flowed in billows, rolling and folding into one another and rolling over and out of each other. It was a spectacular sight. And then the voice of the Lord began to speak to me. He said, "I am Jesus Christ, your Lord, and I wish to give you a revelation to prepare the saints for my return and to turn many to righteousness. The powers of darkness are real, and my judgments are true. My child, I will take you into hell by my Spirit, and I will show you many things which I want the world to know. I will appear to you many times. I will take your spirit out of your body and will actually take you into hell. I want you to write a book and tell of the visions and all the things that I will reveal to you. You and I will walk through hell together, make a record of these things which were and are to come. My words are true, faithful, and trustworthy. I am that I am, and there is none beside me." "Dear Lord," I cried out, "what do you want me to do?" My whole being wanted to cry out to Jesus to acknowledge His presence. The best I can describe it is to say love came over me. It was the most beautiful, peaceful, joyful, powerful love I have ever felt. God's praises began to flow from me. All at once I wanted to give Him my whole life to be used by Him to help save people from their sin. I knew by His Spirit that it actually was Jesus, the Son of God, who was there in the room with me. I cannot find words to express His divine presence, but I know that I know it was the Lord. "Behold, my child," Jesus said, "I am going to take you by my Spirit into hell so that you may be able to make a record of the reality of it, to tell the whole earth that hell is real, and to bring the lost out of darkness and into the light of the gospel of Jesus Christ." Instantly my soul was taken out of my body. I went with Jesus, up out of my room and into the sky. I knew all that was going on about me. I saw my husband and children asleep in our home below. It was as though I had died and my body was left behind on the bed while my spirit was going with Jesus up through the top of the house. It seemed as though the whole roof was rolled back, and I could see my family asleep in their beds. I felt the touch of Jesus as He said, "Fear not, they will be safe." He knew my thoughts. I will try to the best of my ability to tell you step by step what I saw and felt. Some of the things I did not understand. The Lord Jesus told me the meaning of most of them, but some things He did not tell me. I knew then, and I know now, that these things were really happening and only God could have shown them to me. Praise His holy name. People believe me, hell is real. I was taken there by the Spirit many times during the preparation of this report. Soon we were high into the heavens. I turned and looked at Jesus. He was full of glory and power, and such peace flowed from Him. He took my hand and said, "I love you. Fear not, for I am with you." At that we began to go even higher into the sky, and now I could see the earth below. Protruding out of the earth and scattered about in many places were funnels spinning around a center point and then turning back again. These moved high above the earth and looked like a giant, dirty type of slinky that moved continuously. They were coming up from all over the earth. "What are these?" I asked the Lord Jesus as we came near one. "These are the gateways to hell," He said. "We will go into hell through one of them." Immediately we entered one of the funnels. Inside it looked like a tunnel, spinning around and back again like a top. A deep darkness descended on us, and with the darkness came a smell so horrible it took my breath away. Although the sides of this tunnel were living forms embedded in the walls. Dark gray in color, the forms moved and cried out to us as we passed. I knew without being told that they were evil. The forms could move but were still attached to the walls. A horrible smell came from them, and they screeched at us with the most awful cries. I felt an invisible evil force moving inside the tunnels. At times in the darkness I could make out the forms. A dirty fog covered most of them. "Lord, what are these?" I asked as I held on tightly to Jesus' hand. He said, "These are evil spirits ready to be spewed out onto the earth when Satan gives the orders." As we were going down inside the tunnel, the evil forms laughed and called out to us. They tried to touch us, but could not because of the power of Jesus. The very air was polluted and dirty, and only the presence of Jesus kept me from screaming at the sheer horror. Oh yes, I had all my senses. I could hear, smell, see, feel, and even taste the evil in this place. If anything, my senses had become more sensitive, and the odor and filth almost made me sick. Screams filled the air as we came near the base of the tunnel. Piercing cries came up from the dark tunnel to meet us. Sounds of all sorts filled the air. I could feel fear, death, and sin all around me. The worst odor I have ever smelled filled the air. It was the smell of decaying flesh, and it seemed to be coming from every direction. Never on earth had I felt such evil or heard such cries of despair. Soon I would find that these were the cries of the dead, and that hell was filled with their wails. I felt a gust of evil wind and a small suction force ahead of us. Lights like lightning or strobe flashes penetrated the black darkness and threw gray shadows on the walls. I could barely make out the form of something in front of me. I recoiled in shock when I realized it was a large snake moving along ahead of us. As I continued to look, I saw those ugly snakes were slithering about everywhere. Jesus said to me, "We will soon enter the left leg of hell. Again, you will see great sorrow, pathetic sadness, and indescribable horror. Stay close to me, and I will give you strength and protection as we go through hell." "The things you are about to see are a warning," he said. "The book you write will save many souls from hell. What you are seeing is real. Fear not, for I will be with you." At long last, the Lord Jesus and I were at the bottom of the tunnel. We stepped out into hell. I will try to the best of my ability to tell you what I saw, and I will tell it in the order God gave it to me. Ahead of us, as far as I could see, were flying objects darting here and there. Groaning sounds and pitiful cries filled the air. Up ahead I saw a dim light, and we began walking toward it. The path was a dry, powdery dirt. We were soon at the entrance to a small, dark tunnel. Some things I cannot put on paper. They were too awful to describe. The fear in hell could be tasted, and I knew if I had not been with Jesus, I would not make it back. In the writing of this, some of the things I saw, I do not understand. But the Lord knows all things, and He helped me understand most of what I saw. Let me warn you, don't go to that place. It is a horrid place of torments, excruciating pain, and eternal sorrow. Your soul will always be alive. The soul lives forever. It is the real you, and your soul will go to either heaven or hell. To those of you who think that hell is here on earth, well, you are right. It is. Hell is in the center of the earth, and there are souls in torment there day and night. There are no parties in hell, no love, no compassion, no rest, only a place of sorrow beyond your belief.